Okay, this is my Vasily Fisk hat, and Vasily Fisk is one of the cosmic characters who's a metaphysical detective, and we haven't really given you anything other than like character development talks about Vasily because the actor has not been portraying Vasily, he's been portraying those of us behind the scenes. Anything from the producer to the director to the dialect coach to the crafty to the food truck to maintenance and problems with the honey wagons and basically locations people. Um, are they jack of all trades locations? Um, Probably, yeah. I think locations people would be very knowledgeable, definitely, about how to get things started. Yeah, I would say somebody that was doing locations, they would know all the hardest jobs. Locations people are among like the most, like they have got to carry enormous sheets of like what do you call that? Not plywood, but like particle board, like heavy sheets of things by themselves in the rain, and at like 3 in the morning, like they would do unbelievable hard jobs. Those night owls, those locations people. So, yeah, those or props people. I don't know. It depends on. They might be too much specialist in their props and not knowing like. No, I don't think it'd be a good idea to put a props guy behind a camera. No, not directly, because I don't think a props guy would necessarily have been in film school where they would have got all the different roles. A props guy was probably like somebody who collected hockey cards when they were a kid, starting when they were 4, and then they just became like obsessed with hockey cards, and that's your props person in that particular role where they're like their job is to do play the librarian of collectibles. It's like that guy in The Simpsons that owns the comic book store. That kind of guy is like, well, if he's a polymath, he might be able to do your camera work too. I wouldn't say he couldn't do it. Just depends on how old they are. If they're like old and they've had time to investigate things like how does somebody make a film, maybe, but maybe they've actually never done it. They've just maybe seen someone do it. I cannot tell you individually, but generally speaking, if someone was not everyone's going to know all how to be a librarian of collectibles. Some people are throw it awayables. So, you know, you have to start setting boundaries as to what your criteria are going to grab onto, and it has to be something that's solid. It has to be something that can withstand an earthquake. It has to be super glue that keeps these things together, with your criteria and what it's grabbing onto. Mystery, it was brought up today that mystery is something that humans need. We need it as much as air and water. Mystery. Why? Because we have a monkey mind. We inherited it from earlier forms, like the missing link, and previous to that, like Australopithecus in Africa, and this physical anthropology of connecting us to earlier forms and finding great commonalities in DNA between the human being and the chimpanzee, for example. And okay, so without going into more and more of Brandt's DNA speculations, um, okay, Brandt's DNA speculations is that he is uh, very much interested in um, leading the witness. In other words, he'll use his magnificent but thin layer of phrases and words that he knows in a particular subject that might get you sniffing into it like a bait. But it's not like he's going to be like Leonardo da Vinci and know everything that Leonardo da Vinci knew. But he might know that, the guy's name was Leonardo da Vinci, uh, and get you like sniffing that way. This is how the Blue Scout would give you uh, bait to lure you out of your, um, someone said realm, but your reality, your space normal reality, and into their realm where you would be prey. In other words, they're the predator and you're the prey, and they're going to eat your awareness. And then what happens when they eat your awareness? Is your awareness broken down into component parts? Or is it melted down and just into primordial nothingness? Or are they going to keep you as you are and enslave you, or give you an enormous budget of money to work with the best people who want to be part of your research group? Do you want to be part of the tuxedo group?